Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on two free PC titles that you can pick up right now. And as we are getting into the new year, now is the time where I do feel like the game releases are really going to start picking up. So I want to highlight a couple deals from our friends at Green Man Gaming and Fanatical on upcoming games that you can get a little bit cheaper. I know usually we cover the free games, the cheaper games, but I am all about the new releases as well. And I'm going to try to make 2026 a year where I play a lot of them. Already playing Trails Beyond the Horizon. Gonna play Arknight's Enfield next week. Code Vein 2, Resident Evil. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming this year, so we'll get to that in a little bit. But first of all, we do have two free PC titles over on the Epic Game Store, everybody's favorite platform, Styx Master of Shadows and Styx Shards of Darkness. Both of those titles for free, I think is pretty damn great. Those are two sizable freebies, and I would say go ahead and check both of those out. Action stealth titles, more so leaning on the stealth side of things, and there is a third Styx title coming out in Blades of Greed, I believe it's called, and that's coming out February 19th. I might be off on the dates a little bit, but man, it's kind of insane to see Styx back and still around as a prominent franchise. I don't know how many people are clamoring for a new Styx title, but I feel like, there is an audience for these games. And we don't have a ton of stealth franchises that have still garnered a lot of traction. Unfortunately, Thief really isn't around. I know there was the Thief VR game that recently just dropped, but yeah, Styx will offer you something of that liking, and you get both titles, Master of Shadows and Shards of Darkness, ahead of the third game coming out. I gotta say, great freebies by the Epic Game Store, coming off the heels of the holiday period where they're just giving away daily freebies. I feel like this is on the level of some of those freebies, and even better than the offerings that we had, at least some of them. So there you go with that. Pretty good offerings. And then Rustler Grand Theft Horse will be the freebie next week. So yeah, you'll be able to check that out as well. Moving on from that, like I said, I did want to take the time to highlight some deals on upcoming games. And given we're on the topic of Styx Blades of Greed is 20% off for $31.99 over on Green Man Gaming. You can get a Steam copy. I do feel like Styx is one of those games that I feel like people will look at and be like, hey, that game looks pretty good, but they won't pay full price for it, and full price is only $40. It's not, $60, and it's $32 here, but I just think a lot of people are going to be like, I'll wait until that game's in a humble bundle, and you know what, more likely than not, by the end of the year, I could totally see it being like a humble choice headliner, could totally see something like that happening, so you do what you want to do, but I thought I would mention that, 20% off for $31.99, and then some other titles that are coming out that I am a little bit more excited for, to say the least. Code Vein 2, 15% off for $59.49. I think Code Vein 2 is going to have some trouble with that $70 price tag. There are a lot of games that I think, okay, whatever, if it's $70, and they can get away with it. We'll talk about Resident Evil Requiem in a little bit. That's a game that I think the $70 price tag, yes, it sucks. It's the first Resident Evil game at $70, but Resident Evil is a juggernaut of an IP. Code Vein is really not a juggernaut of an IP, and if you want all of the content, you do have to get the deluxe edition, which is on sale as well, and it's got fake early access in there as well. The deluxe edition is going for $90, but it's 15% off for $76.49. Standard edition is 15% off for $59.49. I'm excited for it. I love the art style. You guys know me. I'm all about my weeb games, so, yeah, this is gonna be up my alley, but, that price point is hefty. I'm not gonna make any bones about it. That's a hefty price tag. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, if you use the code JAN15 for Jan15, you'll save 15% on that for $51. I'm really not that excited for this game. I gotta say, I'm not really crazy about the art style in this game, but you know what? Maybe it's a bit of an acquired taste and some people will like it. I still do want to play it, but as far as JRPGs I'm the most looking forward to, this is definitely not among the top of them for me, but for a lot of other people, they're going to be excited for it. I still got to get around to playing Octopath Traveler 0, so this one might be a pass on for me for at least a little bit. I'll probably circle back to it at some point and play it, but yeah, if you do want to check it out, 15% off there. Use the code JAN15. It is the first Square Enix game that is going to adopt the early access gimmick as well, so it is what it is. These things happen, and we just got to accept it. So, bummer there, but what can you do? Resident Evil Requiem is 18% off for $57.39. You guys know that this is probably, 2026 is going to have a lot of games that I'm really excited for, and I haven't really sat down and thought of what games I'm the most excited for. I'm really looking forward to Control 2. I'm really looking forward to GTA 6, of course, Wolverine. Resident Evil Requiem has to be pretty high up on the list, and I say GTA 6, but I'm not even that crazy excited. Forza Horizon 6, although I'm very excited for that, but Resident Evil Requiem, as far as this early portion of the year, like the first 3 months, by far my most anticipated game, alongside Legend of Heroes. Legend of Heroes, obviously, that's out, and I've been playing that, but I digress. Resident Evil Requiem is going to be a gigantic release. Again, it is the first Resident Evil game that's going with a $70 price tag, but Green Man Gaming's got it 18% off for $57.39. Remember, at GMG, you don't pay tax either, so this is a sizable savings for Resident Evil Requiem, and I would say an excellent pickup. It's not going to be the lengthiest game in the world. Resident Evil is never going to be your 30, 40, 50-hour experience, but man, if you're going to be getting into a 15 to 18-hour all-killer, no-filler experience, Resident Evil Requiem will probably offer you that. Surprising that there's no demo for the game, at least at this point, but it is what it is. $57.39 on the game is a great price point, so definitely check that out. I'll definitely be hyping that deal up leading into its release on February the 27th. And then lastly, over at Fanatical, they have got Nioh 3 12% off for $61.59. Now, this game has a pretty sizable digital deluxe edition with the season pass and bonus content, and that digital deluxe edition regularly goes for $110. Thankfully, it is discounted 12% off for $96.79, but man, these games just be getting more and more expensive. The $70 price tag has kind of been accepted across the board for a lot of games, but if you really look into it, some of these season passes, additional content, that stuff's going up in price, and a lot of publishers are going to be more comfortable upping the price of that kind of stuff because they can still sell you the base game at $70, but they know, hey, the real hardcores, the people that got disposable income, they'll buy the digital deluxe edition, and we can have meaningful content tied to that and price it at $110, whereas in the past, let's be honest, a digital deluxe edition like that probably would have been like $79.99 because the base game would have been $60, and then you pay an extra $20 for the digital deluxe edition. Now, it's $110. Maybe they would have been a bit crazy and priced it at $90, but it would definitely not be $110 base, which is just insane to me. I think Nioh 3 looks great. I'm going to get absolutely obliterated in the game. I think I am going to end up playing it. I've been on the fence, but we'll see. I'm going to play Code Vein 2, and then I might be burned out of Souls-like games that Nioh 3 might be a pass for the time being, and it's a Tecmo Koei title, so fingers crossed that the PC version is good. Dynasty Warriors Origins was awesome, so we'll see how Nioh 3 turns out. And Ninja Gaiden 4, was fairly good, and that was a Team Ninja game. And but then you go back, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, that game was a disaster. So it's kind of a crapshoot with Tecmo Koei. Atelier Yumiya also was a bit of a crap show, so we'll see how that turns out. Be mindful of that, but that is discounted over at Fanatical. But that is gonna do it for me. Again, 2 free games over at the Epic Game Store. Great freebies in my opinion, especially ahead of the release of Styx Blades of Greed. You can check that out, 20% off, and a lot of other deals as well. Code Vein 2, Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined, Resident Evil Requiem, Nioh 3. There's other games coming out. The new My Hero game is coming out as well, and I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.